Howdy y'all, Rob from Tech Gaming here, and I have a little video I'm doing for you guys. Basically, it's a computer build I'm going to be working on. I got donated an old Optiplex 7010, and it's a 3rd gen Intel Sandy Bridge. I think it's Sandy Bridge. I might be mistaken. In fact, I'm probably mistaken because I can't remember exactly. But 3rd gen Intel has an i5 in it, but I'm going to upgrade it to an i7 3770, no K, because it's an old Dell, so why would you want to put that into it, So anyways, let's take you over to the computer, shall we? This is she. As I said, it's just a bog standard Dell i5. It was, donated to me from a school closing down. And I'm going to call this the spare parts build. And here's why. Going into it is a bunch of spare parts I had laying around. Starting with a 250 gig mechanical drive. I know what you're thinking. Rob, what's wrong with you? Why are you using a mechanical drive as your only drive? Well, 1, that's all I have laying around. And 2, this is more of a proof of concept. Because I'm going to be installing, through this USB drive, Manjaro Linux onto the drive. Basically, it's going to be a Linux machine first and foremost. Here is the Core i7-3770K. If I can get the writing on it just right. And hold it the right way. But yeah, Core i7-3770. Should be more than enough to kill anything that moves old school wise. 2 mixed RAM or 8 gig RAM sticks are going to go in it along with the 4 that are already in. It's going to be mixed RAM, but it's going to be 1600 megahertz. They're all going to be matching as far as that's concerned. And I tried to make sure that the timings were the same too. These are just old RAM sticks I always had laying around just to test machines and make sure motherboards were working right. Then, and I've already done a little bit of modification inside the case to make this fit, an old RX 580 Power Color Red Devil. Nice card, great little workhorse. I'm going to throw her in here, and see how it goes. And this is my power supply. A EVGA 850 watt Supernova. It's a 80 plus bronze. This thing lasted me for a long time. It needs a little bit of extra cleaning still, dang it. As I said, I just retired her not too long ago. This was in my computer for many years. And I finally upgraded to a 1000 watt power supply in mine. And this is a semi-modular. Has a whole bunch of upgrade options. Great little power supply. It's just that I needed a little more beef. So anyways, moving all this aside, let's get this old girl open, shall we? Flipping her on her side carefully. It's a toolless design. You just open her up like so, and as you can see, I've already caused a little bit of mayhem in here, bending this to where it'll fit. I plan on sticking my hard drive right here. Maybe not backwards, but as I said, I plan on sticking it right about here. Maybe have to do a little bit of modification to make it fit, but I can make this fit. I've done this before. Oh, shoot. It's like I can make this fit. I've done this before. Sorry about that. I'm doing all this one-handed, and it's kind of hard. I'm doing all this on my phone because my phone's a better camera than my free cam. But anyways, we will get started on this, and here we go. All right, starting with the power supply here. Where is my screwdriver? All right. First off, disconnect all power settings. Make sure when you're doing stuff like this, you're also, come on. You've also already discharged the power supply, but this thing has not been powered on in a while, so I'm pretty confident I'm okay with just pulling this thing out. You just want to avoid things like static discharge, you know what I'm saying? Now that all that's disconnected, there we go. Alrighty, and you just pull out these screws right here. Amazes me that only 2 screws. Oh, I was mistaken. I was about to say, I know it ain't no 2 screws really. Don't lose your screws, you're going to reuse those. Alright, over. Come on, come on. Huh, wait a minute. Bottom ones are case fan screws. What the hell? I'll have to go get my screw kit and fix that. That last one ain't right. Oh, that's why I pulled out the wrong damn screw, number 1. Pay attention to what you're doing, kids. You want to reuse this stuff in the future, right? In fact, you probably saw that and were probably like, he's a dumbass. He doesn't know what he's doing. It's called not being at a good angle. And there you go. Now, as I said, I already popped all these out. So, okay. So, anyways, here we go. Oh, really? It's gonna. Really? All right. I need both hands for this, apparently. Okay. After a little bit of finagling, had to remove this. It'll now be a conventional screw-in case, but I got my power supply in there. I am not above mangling the hardware when it's mine. If this was a client's, I would inform them that they might want to get a Dell power supply, but said this will still work just fine. So I'm going to go and start hooking all this up, and we'll be right back. I'm going to go hook all this up because I need both hands, and trying to use this little stand over here has been kind of a nightmare. So anyways, here we go. Now, despite my wants, needs, and desires here, I'm going to have to use this mount. So let's see, or not mount, but the camera mount, so that I can use both of my hands to take this out and clean it. Because I'm pretty sure that this thing has not seen fresh thermal paste. Oh, by the way, disconnect this. Come on. Has not seen fresh thermal paste in probably over a decade. Son of a biscuit. Now, I'm sure some of you are wondering, why not just put a custom cooler in this, you know? Even a short one. These are very proprietary in their design. This is still connected down here, I think. But custom coolers are just not designed for pre-builts. How deep does this go? That's one side. It's this corner one, the one I started with, of course. Oh yeah, that is dry as a bone. Oh, let me get the CPU cleaner cleaned off. One moment. Now, one of the hard things about an old dried out CPU is that it's very hard to get this stuff off. And yes, I'm using alcohol wipes because I realized I'm out of isopropyl alcohol. You know, this thing had i5 3470 in it originally. Okay, and you just pop that up, lift this off, and be very careful when removing and installing these, because those pins down there, if you bend those, this motherboard's done. You're going to be spending way more time and effort than it is worth to apply fresh new, or not apply fresh new, to bend those back into shape. Now, one cool thing with this i5 or this i7 that I got, it actually came with thermal paste, but I have my own thermal paste that I prefer to use. All right. Now, should go in like so. Very careful, unlike me. Be very careful. Get in there. There you go. Gentle, smooth, easy. Okay, just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now let me go get my thermal paste. All right. Now you don't need nothing fancy for this, because this CPU I don't believe runs all that hot. Just some good old MX4 thermal compound ought to do the trick. And you put one nice little dot. That might be a bit excessive, but it's okay to have a little extra, just as long as you're not drowning your hardware in thermal paste. Although anybody who's got a problem with drowning shit in hardware, in thermal paste, get it on there. There we go. Now it's all lined up. Perfect. Now the pain in the ass part. Getting to go back down in the holes. And you want to do it cross section. It's a bit of a pain to get them to bite, but once they bite, you're good. Don't over tighten any too soon though, or else you're gonna run into a world of hurt on a corner not quite wanting to go down. Okay, they're all biting. Should be just an easy little bit of work there. And just like that, boom, boom. You want them tight, but there's a reason those little springs are on the screw to keep you from over tightening it. And that is a simple CPU upgrade for this. Alrighty, now time to put in the power, or put in the hard drive, which will go right. Oh, let's get this wire out of the way. Okay, yeah. Bear with me as I play with my camera. Alright, now installing the mechanical drive. Note how I've got my power supply here, or power cable here running. Alright, let's see if I can find a better position for this thing. One moment, please. Alrighty, and now to install the mechanical drive, which, as I said, I know some people are gonna give me a little bit of gumption for, but as I said, this is what I have available to me. And there we go. Said I've used these before for this, and it's not ideal, but as long as you got one screw holding it in, you should be okay. Although I don't like that one set up. But I don't have too many options, do I? Okay. Although, wedged in there, this thing is not really going anywhere. As long as you're not too... Again, if this was like a client's build, different story. I would not do it this way. But this is for my own morbid curiosity, more or less. Okay. Let's see. Let's get this power cable routed in a way that works best. Oh, I see. This one's, the middle one's different. Middle one's in a different position. Figures. Let's put you over here, and let's hook you into there. So this is not a permanent setup. I am not staying with a mechanical drive forever with this thing. This thing will not stay with this, and I may revisit it when I can afford to buy a little SATA drive for it. I mean, I'm pretty broke right now. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be considering a spare parts build. I just wanted to build a computer because I haven't built one in a while, you know? There, that should do just nicely. Let me shove that blue cable where it's not quite such a problem. This black cable's in my way. And my VGA connectors right here, move those. Okay, well, now that's hooked up. Let's get the graphics card in, all right? All right, and before I continue, I should point this out right here. Actually, this motherboard uses all 24 pins. So I wasn't expecting that. I'm used to a lot of these motherboards being so proprietary that they only use 20 of the 24. But, I mean, I'm glad for that. I'm glad this is a standard ATX design. Well, micro ATX design, but still. And I'm sure others have noticed this too, that me stuffing this graphics card, this mammoth graphics card into such a tight space is going to be nightmare for cooling, right? But what I plan on doing with this, as I said, I'm going to do more than just this to it. This is right now just getting it up and running. And I'm going to leave the side panel off on it anyways until I get a better cooling setup. Oh, man, this is tight. Oh, yeah, I got to put... Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself. There's a couple things I still got to put in. I got to put in the other memory sticks, too, because those right here is actually stopping the graphics card, if you can believe that. If I remember right, they go this way. Oh, get in there. Oh, this stupid thing in my way. Come on. All right, and you. Get in there. Ah, come on, you can do it. Oh, really? The bottom one is having a problem. Okay, what is wrong? Oh, pfft. Pay attention to your RAM stick alignment, kids. There we go. And only one of them kind of looks out of place, but because it has a heat sink on it. Never understood that on DDR3 RAM, why they needed heat sinks on those, but I guess that's when they started actually getting hot, because the only time I remembered DDR2 ever needing those whenever they were those weird ECC modules. Oh my god. It's a bit of a pain to get it in here, but I have gotten it in here already before. There we go. It's in there. Now to plug these guys in. Good old ketchup and mustard cables. Gotta love it. And it's always important you make sure these are plugged in, because if they are not, no, be careful. Oh, get in there. One thing I had to do, which I regret having to do, was pull off the, I had to pull off the security tab, because the security tab was actually stopping me from putting this all the way in. Do I have that all the way in? I can't tell. Well, I'll know when I fire it up, that's for sure. Okay, and then you in here, the 6-pin. All right, she is ready. Now I just got to hook her up and fire her up. Something ain't right. Or it's training memory. Input. Let's get you to HDMI 1. HDMI 2. Wonder if there's a problem. I may have to try a different graphics card, because maybe this is just too big. Maybe it's not quite all the way in there. Let's try it one more time. Oh, there we go. CPU 1 fan failure. Oh, let's turn it back off. I don't have the CPU fan plugged in. No. Now let's see if it goes straight for the USB drive first. And I actually do have a Ethernet cable attached. Root with open source drivers. Yeah, we want to boot with open source drivers. All right, this might take a moment. Welcome to Manjaro Linux. Now, I know people who would look at me and say, why are you using Manjaro? It's a lot harder than, say, Linux, Mint, or Ubuntu. And the reason I want to try it is a simple fact that it gives me some Windows functionality, but it's also a more powerful operating system at the same time. You know, install Manjaro Linux. This is the Yonata installer, huh? Yep. Or I'll blur all this out. Completely erase. Go swap. Yep, that's what I want to do. We're not going to use a password on it. So this is only, you know, we're going to put up LibreOffice because I like that one a little more. Keyboard, install. Yes, install now. Alright, and I will speed through this until it is done. In fact, I will come back to this. I don't. Huh. Well, glad that came up. Alright, now that I know that it's booting and I'm getting a picture, I'm going to have to boot it off of USB. Let's see. Let's go into BIOS. Oh yeah, that's right. It's going to start up in Windows XP. That's not what I want because that's what's on this old drive. All right, let's try this again. All right, UEFI boot, legacy boot. All right, so I'm gonna have to come back to this. All right. Okay, so word to the wise, whenever you are powering up a computer that has been in an institution, you'll see this little jumper here on a Dell Optiplex 7010. It may look different on others, but it will say it'll be near an area called password and RTCRST. Oh, it's PSWD, but still. Hold on one second. There. We'll stay focused on that. You pull that, you power it up, and then it'll go and tell you that the password has been reset. You'll then plug this back in, put your graphics card back in, all that stuff, and boom, you are in business. Yeah, so don't be a dum-dum like me, you know? Just check for that. Always check for that. All right, and I'm doing it this way to demonstrate, you know, without any kind of issue, how this is going to work. Now, as I said, I'm using a 60 hertz monitor, and I did try to make Rust run, but Easy Anti-Cheat does not like Linux. So if you're wanting to play games that use Easy Anti-Cheat or anything like that, you're going to have to run them through Windows. But otherwise, games like Cyberpunk, they'll run just fine. Now, I did notice that there's a weird audio thing going on. Where it likes, there's a little skip. I'm not sure what's going on exactly with that. It might be a driver conflict, might be some configuration that I'll have to do. Alright. Find the agent in the cinema. I think I was sneaking through here.
Eyes open now. What's going on? You have company soon. Scanning right away. That bad, huh? She must have spot. None of those chair jumps could have zeroed that many from my time.
We won't deal with Sasquatch. We'll just move on past her.
Invade him. We need access to their data. You must first. Hey, easy. What is... Well, now we can talk. Just severed the connection to the Pacifica. Gives us a little time.
Alright, I wonder what it's doing. Because the audio is messed up. Let me see something. Alright, I did a couple things. I'm running it on Proton Experimental. Let's see how the audio does there.
Invade him. Need access to their data. Clear? You must first.
Okay, it's still got some issues in hitching.
Hey. Easy. What did you do? Well, now we can talk in private.
Okay, audio's still messed up. Okay. Now let's see if the audio is messed up. I just installed the F audio mod.
We need access to their data. Clear? You must first.
Well, it's not a mod, but F audio is from the Arch Linux repository.
Whoa, hey, easy. What did you do? Well, now we can talk. Right. Just severed the connection to the rest of Pacifica. Gives us a little. All right, then let's hear it.
Still doing it.
On you, didn't you? What's dead?
I've got the last leg of this video, which has taken me quite a bit of time, if you couldn't tell by the length of my beard, to do. Had a few issues here and there to get this running fairly smoothly, and part of it involved installing Bazzite instead of Manjaro. Manjaro is a great desktop environment, not so great for gaming, it would seem. I had people suggesting I try Cache, but I wanted something simple, easy, and just works right out of the box, you know what I mean? So, without further ado, let's get to the rest of this video, shall we? I should also point out that I upgraded the hard drive because, just like, you know, I expected, it was just part of the problem as well. So I put an SSD in there because I can't put an NVMe or anything in there, and I had a spare SSD 1 terabyte laying around. So, anyways, without further ado, here we go. Trying some Cyberpunk. Let's get right into it. Usually these guys give you better loot. Alright. Runs really good so far. Don't know until I get on the road how well it does, but there's my car, magically appearing. Let's see how this runs.
After 5 years on the East Coast,
good old classic
it's time
game.
to go home.
What's up? Carl is sweet. What's up, sweet? What you want? This is Mama. She's dead, bro.
So far, running really good.
Passenger, show us your hand.
Alright, let's skip past the cutscene and just get straight to the game. And I'm going to show a nice little thing for those who don't know, who are just getting into this game if they ever do decide to play it. Neat little thing right behind this house here. Under the bridge, you'll find some good old armor. And on the other side here, an SMG.
Grove Street. Home. At least it was before I fucked everything up.
And one more little thing I can show you guys before I cut this short, because as I said, this game pretty much will, if it runs great here, it'll run great anywhere. God damn it. Actually, let me steal Sweet's car.
Everything is alright.
Forgot to turn off the radio, but that's the other reason I can't really. Oh, damn it, get up there. There we go. And Tech 9. There we go, that's how you swap it. Yeah, that should be good enough for a preview though. Let's move on to the next game. Oh, look at this poor bastard. Your ear is mine, bitch. Let's see if I can get.
Quick step.
Let's see. Can I get close enough? Not enough movement.
We should help. Don't be a fool, lad. Shut your mouth and keep your head down. Leave the heroics to them that don't value their own skin.
Andy? The shock of psychic pain, the pack leader's mind clamps onto yours. You see yourself through her eyes, a pulsing red cluster of organs. Feast. No. The voice has forbidden this meat. Walls see your whole world as a meal. This voice is acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority. A memory. The beast buried deep. The tadpole struggles to assert control against the ravenous chaos of her mind. Sensing your presence, the Null's tadpole writhes in ecstasy, echoing your command. Its host will feast on Null flesh to control the hunger, to keep her teeth from your throat. Your blood runs quicker, feeding the gnawing absence at the center of your mind.
Alright.
I wonder if the gods are watching me.
Miss me, bitch.
Yes.
I need everyone alive. Take your
Doing her healing duties admirably.
Time for us. What path lies before me?
For the slaughter.
I won't bother with it.
Have to keep going. What's this? Eat it. She is still ravenous, her mind a hungry pit. The flesh of her pack wasn't enough to satisfy her. She resists. Her mind's she severs the connection.
The dance will come.
Ready. Time to push my luck again. Think you can take me on? My turn. I've got it.
damage dealers to do their damage.
Still on my feet. Sandra. Search that corpse.
Alright, here we are testing Fallout 4. Everything's on high. No, actually, everything's on ultra settings. I take that back. And I think I'm heading for this bunker. Oh wait.
Curfew?
By order of provisional government Britain, a state of martial law has been declared. Under the repeat, will you comply?
Let me through. I'm on important military business.
Analyzing vocal patterns. Confidence interval 2.74%. Negative. Return to your home immediately. Repeat.
Will you comply?
Repeat. Will you comply?
Will you comply?
Repeat. Will you comply?
Will you comply?
Repeat. Will you comply?
Will you comply?
Civic malfeasance detected.
Oh shit. Well, wasn't expecting that. All right. Will anyone else attempt to fill their shoes? This is running really well, though.
What's that?
That's one way to solve my problems. lastly, Bazzite's also good for, you know, looking at videos and stuff. I mean, show you just how quickly, you know, stuff loads up. I said, I'll show you how quickly stuff loads up. Load up. I mean, videos pretty much, you know, they run pretty flawlessly. This is all at 1080. What more could you ask for? And one last thing I wanted to test real quick. I bought one of these keyboards so that I could use it wirelessly in the living room. So, in closing, about Bazzite Linux on older hardware that's no longer supported by Windows. See, the reason I wanted to do this, I wanted to take this old hunk of junk right here and get it running with something with at least a semi-decent, you know, graphics card, nothing that would be bottlenecked too terribly by that old CPU, is I don't like e-waste. I hate it. I hate it more than anything. I want to take and find uses for old hardware, no matter what. And it's very near and dear to my heart. And this thing's going to be perfect. It has a DVD drive in it. I can play old movies on it. I can watch videos on YouTube. I can play games in the living room. And that's going to be its role. It's going to be just a light gaming PC in the living room and slash media PC. And that's what I recommend people do with these old machines. Put something like Bazzite on it. Bazzite runs real well. Has a lot of options as far as compatibility with old games go, thanks to Proton and Steam, plus the Wine emulator. You know, it could replace your main PC. The only thing is you cannot play any games that use anti-cheat. Any kind of kernel level anti-cheat. Games like Rust, Battlefield. Most multiplayer games use a form of anti-cheat that is kernel level. And unfortunately, that's its only limitation, meaning you'll need a Windows install, you know, parallel to this one on a separate drive. And I do recommend a separate drive. I actually tried to install Bazzite on my main rig, and this is the reason I was down for a while, was it wiped my installation. You know, and it wasn't that I told it not to. I was trying to put both of my OSs on one drive and split it in two partitions. And it messed something up in the boot order, and I don't know what it did. It should have worked. But that being said, as I said, don't be stingy. Just supply another hard drive. Anyways, that's all I've got for this video. It's taken me a long time to get this put together, and I hope you enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe as always, and y'all have a wonderful day. And if you ain't having fun, you ain't doing it right.